Hello everybody and welcome back to the Gopherwatch League. We've got quite the exciting match ahead of us today. It is going to be the Bendigo Bilbies and the Wakanda BBQs going at it here in our final week of Rumble in the Jungle qualifiers. I'll be your play-by-play caster, Booney, and joined alongside me today is going to be Fedora Master. And now Fedora, both these teams have looked strong at points, and some not so strong at others. What can we expect to see today out of these two rosters going at it?
I really think that this game might be the closest of this week, because I think all around both these teams are pretty solid in all their categories. Because we have the solid tank line from both teams, solid DPS line, and a solid support line all around from each of them. Stand-up performers could be the DPS line for the BBQs, and also the DPS line for the Bilbies, so it's interesting to see Khan and HV deal with Corey and Cobalt through all of this. I think that's one of the big things to watch for.
Yeah, that's what I want to point out as well. If we can get Cobalt and Khan on this Hanzo duel, would be absolutely insane. That would be sick.
I'm so scared.
But we do have an interesting lineup here to begin with for the BBQs. I want to point out, not playing their captain BBQ on that tank role. He'll instead be giving that position over to Real Dog today. Could that be, we've seen the BBQs these last couple of times on Busan roll out. They usually roll on mecha base on this raw composition, and then for some reason we go to Sanctum and they lock double off tank. They lose that, and then they lose all momentum going to the next point. So could this be a Real Dog coming in to perhaps play that double off tank composition they were known for in the Swans, or maybe more steady main tank presence? I'm not so sure what we're going to see here.
I do think that could be something, but also keep in mind, this does allow Kath to get playtime on support. So it could also be trying to think, hey, we got Kath. Where can you put him? Put him on support, put some extra heals and onto our maybe not as experienced main tanks, but it may just balance it out, just allow them to plow through with the extra healing coming in.
And it is interesting because, we did have the absolute god last year that was the Riddle Hog, but if anybody's going to play Hog on this team, it better be Thick Boy. If you've played a human Pugs, you know the absolute pain and torture this man can bring with his hook and spin technique. But maybe we'll see Riddle Hog come out and Thick Boy on his RU. We're not exactly sure, but we are finally moving in here on to Busan for what should be an exciting match, and we are going to be starting out here on Village. Oh, what is this? I believe it's Sanctum, right? I'm not crazy.
It's the drum map. I don't.
Drum
that's
map.
All I know.
That's a good point. Drum map.
Speaking of Roadhogs too, there is Fancy.
Oh,
and also
Fancy versus
Fancy
Thick Boy?
Hog. I want to see the Fancy Hog versus the Thick Boy Hog. I think that would be very, very nice.
I think when Fancy came into the league, he wanted to tell himself as the Hog god of the league, and then we were like, no, have you ever heard of Thick Boy? And he's like, who's that guy? So I want to see it at least once here before we end, but it does look like we're going to see some pretty standard compositions coming here. Riddle Hog, or Riddle Dog, is going to be on that Winston, kind of a divey style against the Brawl here, but we do have that Hounds to duel we've been looking for.
We do have that. We also do have a Reaper rather than a Kree, so a little bit more of the frontline damage coming in from the BBQs, but a little bit more poke coming in from the Bilbies.
Yeah, and as we move in here, both teams looking for that upper drum control here. Cobalt will land a shot here, but both Khan and Cobalt just trading arrows through the drum, but Teresa with a nice and meaty flame strike right through the drum, just swinging. And now Real Dog does not have the bubble to take the space, but going forward aggressively anyway is going to be the BBQs. Bilby's forced to play a little bit slow here, looking for an early pick perhaps from Khan to initiate this fight, but the BBQs are just holding this much space with Corey on this Reaper, so it's going to be very hard to engage. Eventually, Grandma's forced to use Immortality Field early, and it does fall, but Cat's moving so quickly towards that Coalescence here, so it could be the ultimate to get going, but the BBQs are going to get an early cap here. Cobalt finds HV Sec as well, so it looks like the Bilbies are going to be sent back as Cobalt here with the Dragon already, or 40% more than Khan, just cleaning up here, and a little bit of a spray on the ground for good measure.
We also do have the Coalescence coming online for this next fight. I did take a peep, and it's like, oh, both of these tanks on the BBQs are low. Take a peek at Kath's resource. It's still kind of full, so we're kind of just saving that resource from when it's needed. Because they're like, our tanks may be going low, but we don't need it right now. They're not pushing in. So that's interesting, because normally Moira's just resources big hindrance in these fights when they go long.
And here comes a brawl of combos to come through, but oh, a nice early pick there from Cobalt on that off angle, holding that spawn area. And with Fancy losing that mech as well, it looks like a quick reset will be called here for the Bilbies, as Wakanda's looking very strong here. And this is usually the map that they kind of falter apart and fall here on Busan, so looking good this early is a pretty good omen for them.
That is a late D-mech, though. So that might be a little bit of an issue when they want to try and hold this more aggressively. But ult's coming online for both teams here, so that's something to keep out for. You can do Bomb Shatter from the Bilbies, that's always a nice classic. Or even throw in a High Noon for some extra spice, make it some extra nice.
And as we move forward here, Pau Triste, of course, known last year for her massive shatters, leading the league in both shatters, landed, and shatter elims. See if she can keep that up here with this cooldown ready to throw out. We do have Core in the backline, though, using that left Blossom, but Khan's gonna find the kill, so it's a 1-for-1 trade. And a couple ultra trade from both teams, but the bubble is down, so Triste's shatter is now free. But here comes out that Prime Rage from Real Dog, pounding her around. She can't get on the ground to hit that shatter, and it looks like the team has capitalized on this misplaced main tank here. Real Dog doing a really nice job here, displacing Triste. Not allowing Brawl composition to sit together. And Fancy going down late here is 95% and counting. It looks like the BBQs have got a pretty solid hold on this point, unless a miracle happens from HP Sec on the Tracer.
Hiding ability of this Monkey Brawl comp is just kind of just running circles around the Reinhardt. Can't really catch up to them, so we're kind of having issues finding a clear engage.
And Triste can't even use that shatter before she is taken out, and there we go. Kath on the Moira showing off that top of 100 coalescence usage there with the 2K. And I mean, looking very strong early is the BBQs here on a composition that wouldn't exactly probably be called their strongest with BBQ on the sideline, but Real Dog doing very good on this main tank right now, and we're going to the mecha base, which probably the BBQs want to go anyway with their, their love for Brawl.
I do want to find it interesting because, I mean, it's still like a Brawl mirror. It's just the Monkey versus the Reinhardt. Because there's a lot more ability to kite with the Monkey being able to jump away if he gets ran out, Reaper being able to Wraith and all this stuff. But because Reinhardt, if he's not getting speed all the time, it's kind of hard to chase down these targets. And you've gone him as a group. It looks like we're having some change-ups with the DPS line. A Tracer and a Reaper with the Reinhardt.
Yeah, Khan on this Reaper, not exactly known for it. But who knows, maybe it's a keeper. Haha, lol XD, I tried. But as we move in here, Khan used that Wraith early, has to retreat, and Cass can find Triste, so that main tank presence, the BBQs can take a step forward here and hold this area and get Cobalt this high ground position. He just dealt in some arrows down this choke. Maybe get a pick or two on his way. But yeah, Real Dog and Corey gonna clean up this backline here and a cap early for the BBQs.
How about Triste seems to be having a bit of issue finding time to swings with all the damage coming directly into her face. So that's just it's not a good feeling. I think as a Reinhardt player, you just feel like you can never get a swings in.
I mean, we were talking about that fight the BBQs won, but 2 early picks on an overextension from the BBQs forces the Beebles to get this point early. An early flip and about 10% only gained here. So now the Beebles or the Bilbies are at an advantage. If Triste can stay alive. Nice immortality field out from Grandma. Keeps that main tank presence there for just a little bit longer, but goes down. And now Corey has that Death Blossom. And there's no immortality field stopping on the other side. Fancy that he eat, but Khan, not to be outdone by the Pizza Pirate's counterpart, will get that kill. And now Grandma just pelting in that healing on the point, but Cobalt's there to respond. Will get stuck. So it's an even trades for many teams here. And no ultra trade out. Here goes a Shifty Fish with that beat. Try to keep Fancy alive, and Triste has returned to the fight as well. This bomb could be huge from Thick Boy, though. It comes down, finds that Shifty Fish. A nice pick from Thick Boy, and now Corey still having this Death Blossom. Doesn't look like they really need it, as both tank also would be the stealing factor to get the point back in their favor. Khan there, being a spooky man on the point, tries to get as much percentage as possible. HP Sec as well, blinking in and on the point, but it's just stall at this point, but about 50% the BBQs are finally going to flip back over.
So that's pretty good. That's pretty good for what it was worth. But lots of picks coming in from Cobalt and Khan during that fight, so that's always interesting. Oh, here comes the window bomb.
Corey comes in with the Death Blossom, finds 2, but Fancy with a 2K bomb and a remake kill as well on top of it. Fancy and Khan look like they're going to split this point back in their favor, despite the huge Death Blossom from Corey. A nice play by Fancy at the 3K with his 2 ultimates.
Chilling in the spawn. Oh, he's being chased.
He's still running around. Is it making a stop?
Nope, there he goes. Into the drink with the fishies, mate. Oh no. That's a pretty good stagger too. Oh no. They're gonna need to take this slow. Oh, wait.
Oh, a huge shot from Triste knocks down 3 members. of the BBQs, but they will find Khan and Thick Boy. The Emerton field just late there from Grandma. Can't keep the main tank up. And now the Colossus aggression here from the BBQs. Gonna go straight to the point. Cobalt using that dragon as well for good measure. Try to split the team up. Doesn't look like it's gonna happen, but Fancy's flying around and cannot get the bomb in time. 83%. HP Sec with the pulse bomb won't find anything for it. And yeah, it's just HP Sec trying to get as many picks on the point as they possibly can. But now Khan's returned as well as Teresa on the point, so it's 3v5 right here. Potentially holdable here. Cats is trying to do everything, but the resources are falling so low. Can't keep Real Dog up in the fight. But Corey will kill 2. The contestants are stopped, but they did get to 99%, and the ults are building.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it was a bit chaotic because the Cobalt dying late, but it looks like they found a way around it. I know that Corey, like, Khan did a Blossom somewhere, and then he just died while doing it. So that was not probably what he was looking for.
And Triste has made the swap over the monkey, but not good enough as Corey comes in. Thick Boy with 2 as well. Couple ults, a couple kills for both of them. It looks good here. And about 54%, but they did invest 2 ults. And the ult bank is building here for the Bilbies. So one more fight. They gotta hold.
I kind of want to hope this fight goes a little bit late to build up this coalescence, because Kath is probably going to try and use it early, and hopefully they can survive that, then get their own, then push in with that afterwards.
Oh, Kath falls so weak there, but luckily gets out alive with the help of Razmataz. And here comes the bomb out from Fancy, does not get anything. No remake kills this time. Never mind, Corey's there! I have spoke too soon. Corey was a feed for the stats. And now they have the coalescence, but it's a bit too late. And the stick as well onto the coalescence from HV Sec. That's your Widowmaker 1v1 champion for Season 2, ladies and gentlemen. Showing up and showing big here for his team. Doesn't say much. The Sun Assassin in the backline. Razmataz has that beat, and the reinforcements have returned here for the BBQs. Potentially winnable here, but Thick Boy falls out of the mech. It's just going to be, can Real Dog survive long enough for a team to return? Cobalt will find Grandma, so a good start there for the fight. The Pulse Bomb doesn't find anything from Cobalt, but Corey and Cobalt are still here, and they're still trading. The point is currently in favor of the BBQs. They just have to clear the staggers. Can it be done? Thick Boy has that mech called down. Doesn't get them. But Khan has turned on the legs. Tries to get as many picks from the high ground as possible, though. Thick Boy has there to contest him. Fancy has the bomb on point. Doesn't get anything but the D-mech on the Thick Boy. And then the Colas from Grandma out as well. Tries to get as many kills as he can. Can he get Thick Boy there? Thick Boy falls, and it looks like the Bilbies have won this point. And we're sent to a map 3.
Unless?
I mean, Triste has that problem right. So the stagger could be your core. Comes in with Death Blossom, but Fancy's going to eat it. And Triste just smacking down the contestants. And the flip comes through 99%. It's over. And we're heading to downtown.
That was still pretty scrappy. I think the target focus from the Bilbies is not as good as it was on the BBQs. Because, I mean, Corey kind of just... Papa Juicy just dies instantly. Because, like, most of the BBQ people just look at Papa Juicy and Papa Juicy just shows up on the Reinhardt. And then just no shield. There's a Reaper walking at her and just gone. I think the Bilbies may want to try and maybe steal some of that and try and target focus the main tank down a little bit more.
And now we have a Cobalt making the swap over onto the Widowmaker. You know, Cobalt's more known for that Hanzo, but his Widowmaker is scary as well. Pulls it out very seldomly, but when he does show up and show out. And Corey sticking with this Reaper. Papa Triste probably not gonna have the best time. Okay, we got Cobalt swapping. I spoke too soon. Back to the Kree. Okay, never mind. Whatever, man. Immortal hero selection.
He's just trying to mess with you. It's fine.
Yeah, moving in here, we have a more dive-oriented composition here, and the spam more for the BBQs. So can they find the value before Cobalt gets a headshot? We'll find a one pick onto the head of Triste, but she gets healed right up, and now there's just more Colas charge for Grandma. But Kath staying pace with this. Cobalt not really finding any shots on Grandma being too elusive. That's a Season 2 champion movement right there, ladies and gentlemen. Grandma absolutely popping off on the Moira, but as we move forward here, the fight is finally engaging. Khan falling sort of weak here, but is outbuilding Corey on this Reaper ultimate here. Grandma close at Colas, but Kath has one of his own. So here comes a Colas early. Can they keep him alive long enough for Grandma to have one of his own? Will have it. Puts out just in time, so later Colas could win the fight, but Cobalt does get the early pick. Real Dot, the main tank presence is gone here for the BBQ, so now moving forward is going to be Papa Triste. Corey with the early Death Blossom. Goes up a Khan, fights 3 of his own. Cobalt, though, finds 2 headshots. The DPS duo of both teams trying to keep alive, but it's just Fancy on the point. Has that bomb for the remake, and will just jump right in. Thick Boy phone, Suik is just alone on the point. As a alone, baby. And Fancy is there. Has that remake if they possibly could need it. As now Thick Boy falls out of the mech. Corey has returned, but the bomb is there from Fancy. Will it be now? No, Papa Triste just Gooba stomps Corey from the spawn. And Fancy somehow that bomb clicks on a Thick Boy. A little too thicker on that corner, got caught by the bomb. And the Bilbies have claimed the first point.
That fight took over. That was just a lot of monkey tickling, and then just as soon as the ults came in, just two spinny boys kind of facing it off, but just Khan kind of just won that spin duel.
Cobalt uses those sights, and HV Sec just barely doesn't get hit with the head. Oh, Khan was very lucky to get out of there alive, but Kath finds Cityfish early here, so a good start for the BBQs as move in. Faith Pop Triste has that Prime Rage, and now just battering around the BBQs, try to disrupt them a little bit. Disrupt this brawl comes in, Grandma finds a kill on Thick Boy, but they do lose Pop Triste in the meantime. So it's not over just yet here for the Wakanda BBQs. They're still in it. And I mean, these teams playing so slow right now, but they do eventually find Grandma, and the Cityfish beat is just slightly too late to keep Grandma alive in this fight. Man, here comes the beat in response for Razzmatazz as well, so the coalesce, or the sustain here for the BBQs is massive, as well as Real Dog using that Primal Rage. They haven't flipped the point yet, though. HP Sec has that Pulse Bomb, doesn't find anything, and here comes the ultimate from Corey, doesn't get anything, but Thick Boy will knock Cityfish off the map. So they still haven't flipped this yet, but we do have Thick Boy the 3 here at the end, finally clean it up, but so many ults used there. I believe they used 5 ults, and Cobalt swapping over to that McCree, or 4 ults and Cree swap, but it's a pretty costly fight here for the BBQs to swap that over.
Also, 77% is really good for the Beeble. The Bilbies, yep. They don't have too many ults coming online, but of how long these fights have been going, they should be able to get them pretty quickly.
Corey forced to use that Wraith form early there and retrieve the high ground. They get Real Dog! A good start here for the Bilbies, and now Khan has it. Oh, goes right in, but gets eaten right up by Thick Boy. They kill Cobalt on the dive here. Rabbitaz, though, with 2. Alright, little supportal combat coming up. Fancy with the bomb on point, but gets killed in the coalescence from Kefect. Eventually, Razzmatazz will fall, but looks like the stain here is in favor of the BBQs as Thick Boy still in that mech. With that Moira going in that fight here as well. Oh, never mind, Thick Boy out of that mech. HV Sec putting in some work on the Tracer, but Cobalt has returned. And yes, the BBQs are going to stabilize here yet again, and the ult bank slipping right back in favor.
I don't know about committing that many ults right there, because you instantly, you do get the monkey pick, but then you commit Blossom, and that gets nothing. I think you should try to taking your advantage, take a little bit more time before you're trying to commit more ults and just getting nothing from them.
Grandma trying his best to keep the team alive on the high ground there. The Moira heals, but just out of range. HP Sec's up on this flank, though, so they have the close to engage. They should go quickly. Power Triste will jump in on the Cobalt, and it goes right in for the bubble split. And they find Cobalt a nice dive there. Can Grandma avoid the bomb? Yes, he can. And Cityfish finds Thick Boy out of that mech. So a good-looking fight here in favor for the Bilbies right now. And they get the flip. Corey with that Reaper ult finds Khan, but it's not going to be enough as he dies. Cannot get the healing in time. And the beat and the Perm Rage both vested here for the BBQs. They know it's last fight territory. Kath is forced to use that Wraith form, but has to get out, but can't really. Look at Puppet Triste is hunting down the form. Remember? Oh, no! Oh, actually stays alive. I thought he died there, but Razzmatazz does get stuck. Fancy the 2K on the bomb. Can't get the remech kill yet again. Doesn't look like it here. But the Bilbies still in control point at 98% and counting. You know, I'm gonna leak a little bit. BBQ did say this is day to win Busan, but I'm sorry to break it to you. It doesn't look like a BBQ. The Wakanda BBQ stake with their 0% win rate on this map. As the Bilbies look to clean this one up, as Khan has a tactical visor. Doesn't he? Oh, and Fancy kills himself. Yeah, we caught that one, Fancy. Do not worry, we caught that. But yes, the Bendigo Bilbies take our first map here and go up 1-0 in the series. And what I say was a match they were kind of the underdogs in.
After the first map on the drum map, I was like, oh no, this is how this series is gonna go. But nope, I was proven wrong. Looks like the Bilbies kind of did just focus up a bit. They're able to change the pace, not get ran over by a monkey. They also adapted. They kind of just mirrored the monkey. Like, all right, we're probably a little bit more comfortable on the Reinhardt, but we just gotta mirror this monkey. We gotta just do what they do, but just do it better with our DPS line. HV Sec was kind of farming pulse bombs on that Tracer and not being really dealt with it at all.
Kind of hard to deal with a Tracer when your DPS duo consists of a Reaper and a Widowmaker. Kind of free real estate there for HV Secker Season 2 Widowmaker 1 champion. Gotta plug him every time.
Yeah, you gotta.
But going into hybrid, I'm wondering if we're gonna see a swap of BBQ coming back in. Because it did look like the BBQs, they were kind of outskilling the Bilbies at some points, but you could kind of tell the team coordination wasn't as strong, or maybe losing that in-game leadership that BBQ brings. You're not really sure the effects that could possibly have. I know, Real Dog hasn't played main tank in a match yet this year, so kind of a new look for them. They did bring it pretty close there on Busan, but you gotta wonder where BBQ could have turned some fights in their favor.
Yeah, I think it's going to be depending on the map if BBQ comes in. But I think I think that's probably what they're thinking about right now. They're trying to see, all right, what map do we want to go, and do we want BBQ in this map, or do we want to give, maybe still go with that Cath support, because he was doing quite a lot on that Moira. Farming up the coals pretty quickly, getting a lot of value on those coals, but I don't know. It's kind of just a balancing act. You want the Cath, unless they have comps they can run with Cath and BBQ in, but I'm too lazy to do the math.
Now, I am just going to say this. Trey did redeem an ad break, so we'll be doing an ad break while we're looking at our map, so stay tuned after this 1-minute ad break. Thank you, Trey, again for single-handedly funding the club for next year.
Oh my.
For those of you who are still here, of course, with your subscriber and or your ad blocker, who really knows what you're doing, we're still waiting for those swaps to come through, but it does look like BBQ is going to come right back in, and yeah, Real Dub moving back over to support Cath to the bench, and we're going to King's Row, so I think the Wakanda BBQs want to run that brawl composition, but at the same time, the Bendigo Bilbies seem to prefer that brawly style composition, so maybe not the best map choice, maybe could have gone something else like an Umbani. I'm not exactly so sure.
I do have to agree with you, because Papatrice's Rhine, didn't look too good against the Reaper and the Monkey, kind of just constantly just peppering into you, not giving you any time to swing. But I think this is still better for the Bilbies, because a map built for Rhine kind of makes it a little bit uneasy, a little bit easier for it. Oh, wait. Okay. So looks like Papatrice would not be playing the Reinhardt. Be shifty.
Yeah, not exactly so sure. I mean, Shifty Fish is a very good main tank in his own right. Triste probably playing that more the Baptiste, because I think, not to say Grandma wasn't doing very well. Triste is just was a season 1 first team All-Pro on the Baptiste, so she is very adept at playing this support role, this flex support role. So we'll probably be in there to pump in some more heals and try to keep the tanks alive here as they move forward. Prod is R. I'm not going to type because I know you're in the chat here, Ox, so go ahead. Prod is R. But yeah, the BBQ Thick Boy, looking for that more brawly style. BBQ, known for some inspirational and creative shatters. Like the flank that he had that one time that caught absolutely nobody but air. But also known for a very aggressive playstyle, which could be in the favor of the BBQs on King's Row to make some more space. But yeah, moving into King's Row.
I will not be surprised if Corey sticks on this Reaper just to make the main tank on the Bilbies life like not fun at all and just not allow them to play the game. Because I remember when I checked in for a little bit, I think I saw before Papatrice swapped off to the Monkey, she was sitting around like 7 deaths. I was like, oh, yep, that doesn't look fun. Just playing Respawn Simulator with the Reaper kind of just okay.
I will say it's very hard to play the Reinhardt into that Winston, that zombie comp that's been referred to, or the Neo Goats, whatever you want to refer it to as, or as we do as the Gremlins, the Schmunky composition.
Schmunky.
It's a Schmunky, because you smack him as the monkey.
Oh, I see.
I mean,
you gotta get all that cleave damage with the punch and the Tesla,
Yeah, the cleave melee is actually
the cleave melee, bro. It's big if you somehow get a grab without running a diva or an
yeah. The optimal composition is grab monkey punch. That's the optimal.
I'm pretty sure it works. When's that becoming meta? I need to see that.
I'm guessing our Rumble in the Jungle tournament, which happens just next weekend, hopefully. So stay tuned for everybody for that. But as I move out here, it is going to be the Brawl Mirror. And actually an exact mirror from both teams. Very interesting. We haven't seen this very often, but early immortality field is forced from both sides, and Corey gets flashed. BBQ falling so low, and Khan's gonna find Corey. A nice opening pick here, and Khan, there we go. The Khanzo is finally awake, ladies and gentlemen. Finds 2. I mean, Kobo's still in the backline, but Fancy's on the case and shuts him down. So yeah, a nice early engager from the Bilbies. So aggressive, taking his face line, Khan to do the work.
Shifty Fish was really like, all right, if you guys don't follow me, I'm gonna die, and it's gonna be your fault. I want to press this. I want to play this as aggressively as possible, and this team really just allowed him to. And then the BBQs just played a little bit too passive. I think they kind of used other resources without getting any swinging or anything like that. Because if you look at the Reinhardt ult charge, you have Shifty Fish with ult, BBQ only coming up on 60%. So.
Yeah. Almost 3 times the damage as well from Shifty Fish. Just putting in some work. And now Corey hopefully doesn't get caught off here alone. Now there's some Cobalt on the high ground here. Looking to get any damage here. A stun from Corey. Oh, nice eat there from Thick Boy. That jump around Shatter, though, does not catch BBQ off guard. Was not born yesterday. BBQ gets that block. But Khan's Dragon will find another. They find BBQ as well. So look at this aggressive play. Khan again on the Hanzo, putting in the work. You know, kind of quiet the first map, but there you go. Your Season 2 MVP, ladies and gentlemen. The Hanzo with more kills. 5 final blows already on this attack.
And they're just cleaning up this baby diva, and I mean, they do have Shifty having to run back, but he's almost back already, round the corner. And do they try and contest this? No, but it's not like they want to. They have a 6-minute time bank coming in on third. I don't know what's gonna happen here. I mean, stalling out for a long time is very popular on this map.
It's very possible.
It's very possible, but I think the BBQs need to just calm down and just take this smart.
You look at the ults coming through here. BBQ slams down 2, and Corey with another. HV Sex High Noon finds nothing but shield. And I mean, Thick Boy does lose that mech, and Fancy kills Corey. So it could be ring engaged, but Khan, I guess, didn't quite get the fight that was still possibly winnable and jumps off the map. But they still don't have Thick Boy's mech here, so it'll be pretty easy for a recontest for the Bilbies.
Hey, you don't need Grab Dragon when you get this Shadow Dragon, you know? It works, he's in the spot, it's the same thing. They were like, you know, let's just use this, but I mean, bombs coming up for the Bilbies. Still don't have mech yet, do they? No, they don't.
Oh, they forced the early immortality field, and here goes the bomb in the back line! They don't need the bomb, though. They killed 2 with Shifty Fish, just pounding everybody inside the horseshoe for the damage. Will end up falling to Corey, but if these staggers come through, it could be devastating. Thick Boy does get that remech, but Razzmatazz falls, and Corey's still on this flank and dies. Not looking good. BBQ. Oh, they don't even touch! Almost 5 minutes on the time bank. What is this?
Oh my, this Shifty Fish Reinhardt, this aggression that they're able to put in with Shifty Fish in is actually just, I don't think the BBQs know what to do. It really is just the game of the pace setting, and the pace is being set by Shifty Fish and Shifty Fish alone.
Yeah, I mean, we look at the damage numbers, and you know, Khan not really putting the damage, but those final blows, 7 final blows, looking very solid. Fancy with 5 as well. So this duo of Fancy and Khan, these last 2 maps has just been unbelievable. Their combos and their flank control has been so good. It's been suppressing Cobalt a little bit because he was pretty loud in the first point of boost on drum map. Had a lot of final blows. Did that bag, but you know what? Maybe it's just some karma coming in. The PMA gods putting Cobalt in his place and saying, "Hey, Fancy, you now know exactly where Cobalt is. Use your sonar, your echolocation, and know exactly where he is at all times." And we had the BBQ stick with the same composition they had on defense that just got run over. The Bilbies were looking very solid on this mirror, so you gotta sweat a little bit. Because, I mean, if they win one fight here, Fedora, they'll have a better time bank.
Yeah, so I do also want to point out the damage blocked from BBQ compared to Shifty Fish. There's 7k versus 5.6k. BBQ's holding that shield, but Shifty just doesn't need to because he's just going in.
Is that a right-click Richard in my game? BBQ, you right-click Richarding on me? Come on, my guy. But moving in here, very aggressive play here. BBQ's going to jump forward, but falls so weak. The immortality field is forced a lot earlier here, and they haven't even had to use it here for the Bilbies yet, so they can go hyper-aggressive. Thick Boy losing that mech here as well. BBQ falling so weak. Shifty, though, not one to be outdone. Falls even lower, but Khan opening it right up yet again. This DPS duo for the Bilbies coming in clutch with 2 kills. And Khan's going to get his cleanup. And yeah,
there's that time bank.
There's that time bank difference already asserted with 1 fight. And oh, Real Dog jumps in the spawn, but gets sent back there unable with Khan. Return to sender.
Once again, the ult charge of the Reinhardts. I don't know, mate. I don't think they want to check this Ryan duel. And even though it's Ryan's map, he's not really making it look like it. It just looks like it's Shifty's map.
Shifty is just going absolutely insane, and that is to say that Triste is also just dumping in the heals on this man. Like, Shifty has not fell below half HP. The shield's broken. This could be a huge shatter, but oh, just in time, barely getting away. But Corey falls to Khan on the flank, and Thick Boy loses the mech. Ooh, nice pick from Cobalt, though. Could possibly turn it back in the favor of the BBQs. Both dragons are traded here. The shatter comes down, though, locks down BBQ, and there's no shield to block off Fancy's bomb. Razzmatazz falls, and now Cobalt's all alone on the flank. Good tank coordination there coming out from the Bilbies, and they've yet again held on A. And oh, Corey goes down as well, and that'll start with Khan finding Corey on the flank.
Shatter's coming up for the BBQs though, and there's not much going on in the ult bank for the Bilbies. I mean, Hanzo can charge in this fight. I think you get beat, but I don't know. So quite that if the Shatter's big, it could just open up this point pretty well.
Yeah, here comes BBQ. Look at that Shatter, but just finds nothing but the shield, and the trade immortality field for beat though. So potentially an advantage here for the BBQs to walk in and take some space, but the window is there from Papa Triste. She has this on cooldown, and Shifty Fish through the window will find Raz with the Flame Strike. And a nice re-engage, not even a single tick given up here, and oh my lord. Where was this Bilbies team last week when they faced off against the Lumberjacks?
Where is this Bilbies team on first point Busan? Looks like a completely different team. I mean, with how aggressive Shifty's playing, the windows are just basically a guarantee each fight.
Oh, a nice combo though, with the window forcing around the corner, the bomb as well. But they get nothing out of 3 ults, they just lose BBQ! What a bad trade! 3 ults for your main tank! And Shifty with the Shatter lays it down! Not sure if that was needed because Khan's already killed 4! But, you know what? Just rub some salt in this wound. And Khan's already 50% to our dragon. Okay. And yeah, the Desperation Monkey Swap coming in. Will they get Khan? Nope. We're just retreats back to spawn or retreats back to his team.
Once again, the damage blocked on the tanks. Like, Fancy's blocking so much more damage because Shifty's not shielding as much. And compared to Thick Boy.
Oh, a nice pick from Corey though on that flank. Gets 2. So Shifty does eventually find Corey, but it looks like the BBQs have got this point as Raz uses the beat, or Doge uses the beat and dies mid-cast, I believe. Didn't get that off. Fancy will get the kill, but yeah, here comes just the staggers out. And finally, the BBQs have opened up point A. But it took you so much to do so, and Fancy will go down eventually, so perhaps a chokehold not possible for the Bilbies here on B, but you gotta love that defense coming out there from them.
I mean, they kept High Noon, though. They get Dragon, Bomb should be coming out soon, they have Nano, so I think they're actually kind of fine in coming in here. This next fight. They are up against a possible Shatter Bomb and High Noon, and Dragon, and Window, so now that I think about it, I'm actually scared for them.
But with further analysis, we've ran the numbers. Perhaps not an ult advantage for their team.
To look at red team ults.
Yeah, it's a very hard thing to do to look up at the red team. And BBQ gets flashed, but gets a nice nano from Real Dog just in time to keep him alive. Shifty slams down, we'll find 2. And here comes a bomb from Fancy. Con Dragon will find Corey as well. High Noon, so many ults being pressed, but so many kills coming through here for the Bilbies.
It's so colorful.
There's so many things going on. Sensory overload. But at the end of the day, the red team has beat the blue team. Those are the colors you need to worry about, Fedora.
I felt like Trey right there, just being colorblind, don't know what's going on.
So much going on. And the Dragon from Cobalt there, they haven't lost this fight just yet. They do force Immortality Field, so that cooldown will not be available when the aggression comes through, and BBQ's gone back over to the Zarya, which is what the BBQs ran on their first point. The remake can't quite kill Fancy, had too much HP, but Fancy falls solo, Shifty Fish falls solo because of it, and they find Triste. So as they I mean, they just walk forward and just so much damage being put out. Corey with the High Noon as well gets nothing but a reload, but it does not matter. So they did use some ults there, but they got this point right open, right onto B, and Corey is pushing C by himself. I just
realized, double off tank's now a thing.
Yeah.
So they're if they get right over at double off, I mean that's still the time bank though. So I don't think they get the time bank, but BBQ always talked about his double off tank strats. Now he's gonna have to show us that yep, there's a reason why he talked about it. And then Corey, they force Immortality Field though, and they kill Corey anyway. So Immortality Field's completely worthless. Finds nothing. Khan is being forced off this high ground though, and Cobalt finds Dory Doge. Thick Boy pays for it with the mech. Fancy has that bomb, could perhaps open it up. Fancy unleashing the bomb, will it get anything? No, it does get some zoning on the point, but the Dragon from Cobalt. Fancy just barely got caught in that remake animation. They can't quite get the kills, and here comes the kills for the BBQs. On the back of all those ultimates. And it looks like they've kept B as well. I mean, these overtime pushes are coming in clutch, but you gotta wonder this time bank difference. 1 minute 42 to finish C. Can it be done? Honestly, if they're keeping this momentum up, I think that can be, because, I mean, BBQ on the Zarya, he's kind of just farming a bit. He's like, you know, we don't need to block damage if we just kill them before they can push in, right? It looks like we also do have Fancy swapping onto his Zarya rather than an Eva.
Corey Doomfist as well. So looking for that more brawly style coming. BBQ has a grab, but dies the second that he casts it. They trade Papatrice out, but a 3-man shatter from Shittyfish will probably be enough to flip it back here in the Bilbies' favor. Oh, the beat though from Resmataz. Perhaps they're not done yet. The Dragon from Khan tries to split him off, but doesn't get any kills. And now Corey's in the back line. Just slamming up on Khan is just alone on the high ground right now. And Corey just feeds some ult charge over to Fancy. And 55 seconds remaining. The picks are coming here in favor of the Bilbies. And they're just walking him down right now. BBQ gets out the energy though.
This grab. They don't have a dragon with it though. I mean, if they hold the grab.
I think what gets demeched. That's really bad. It's 40 seconds remaining.
Wait, that's a free grab. They can't eat the grab. I think they just try and grab this early. They don't. Yeah. They don't have beat to counter it either.
I'm guessing Fancy drops it down the second he got it, just like right there. Finds BBQ, but the immortality field is there to keep BBQ alive just a little bit longer. BBQ cannot escape. 100 energy, Fancy, and now it's just up to Thick Boy to reset. And that's what you're wondering. Should you reset earlier? Because now it's 15 seconds remaining, and you're also respawning, and the stackers are coming through.
No. You need to find a way to touch, but they have this high noon zoning them out.
Here comes Corey right in the high noon! And then, oh no, BBQ gets flash as well. We're trying to touch. I don't think they got touch.
The dragons didn't even touch the point.
The true C9, not even your ult can touch.
Ah, it's very sad. Oh my goodness. I mean, their attack from the Bilbies is actually just. It was actually just insane. But the defense, they struggled. They almost full held, but then once we swapped to the monkey, a little bit different. Didn't have to go through. You could just go over the Reinhardt rather than going through him. But then this double off tank also kind of just rolled through second. So I don't know. BBQ's caught him off guard with their tank swaps, but then they just quickly adapt.
You say roll through second, but they still capped with like 10 seconds remaining. So
I mean. Once they got the let's see, they kind of struggled, then they swapped to Zarya, then they kind of just went through.
Yes, once the Zarya came through, then they rolled through.
Like they start rolling after they swap to something that's a bit. This swap they roll, they swap they roll, then they just get stagnated on the next point.
So now we have our potential final map coming up here. We could see a 3-0. I don't think anybody expected this. Because the BBQ is coming in this map, we're fighting for our first seed in the tournament. Like, this is supposedly one of the strongest teams, and the Bilbies just got kind of rolled last week. And now here they come and just absolutely destroying the BBQs. Kind of lets you know how open our top of our league currently is right now.
Yeah, I don't know, if it continues going like it is, it depends on how the swaps go, though. Because if Shifty Fish is able to keep his MTD nature going in, I think this could look kind of scary for the BBQs. He keeps setting the pace.
Do you got to talk about potential MVP candidates coming out here, Fedora? I'll let you go first, and then I'll give my opinion.
I think after that showing, it's mostly on Shifty, but I think Shifty, my three are Shifty, Papatrice, and maybe even Fancy.
I would probably have to agree. I'd say my favorite here is probably Fancy, just because of how good he was on Busan as well. I remember that 2K bomb with the remake kill, and he came out here and made those swaps over on the Zarya and pounded on King's Row. So, you know, Fancy looking very strong. If Shifty can do what he did on map 3, you know, we'll give it to him. Like, that was a dominant performance. But if Fancy can keep up this consistent performance, I would not hesitate giving it to him. And
I still want to see the Hogs.
Yeah, here comes some swaps. As Kath and Cobalt are now your tank duo. Thick Boy to the bench.
Oh.
And BBQ get moved into that DPS role. Oh, we do actually have a run an ad break, so we'll be back in a minute. For all you still here, of course, using your ad blocker and or being subscribed to the channel.
Premium viewers.
Yeah, our OnlyFans subscribers are here to see it go through. No swaps right now currently for the Bilbies. I would not swap if I was them either. That was a pretty darn good showing for them. And
I mean, Route 66 is also coming out here, so I don't know.
Never mind. Here comes a swap. Shifty
Oh.
is going right over to the main support, and Trise is back onto that main tank role.
Just trying to give people equal playtime, looks like. Unless they have a specific plan, which could be big. I still want to see this shifty hog. I mean, not shifty hog, the fancy hog. I want to see it, please. I want to see this quality, fancy content, you know? I don't think we will, but if we do, hey, who's got their predictions? Let's make a quick prediction of if we see a hog.
Well, I did ask him where his one trick was. He says he wants the wins instead, which...
Wow.
If you know Fancy from Altitude Esports, this is quite the character mode for him. His character arc is complete because he was the guy who would lock the hog and say, "Screw the win, baby. I'm going for the stats." So, you know, he
cut attitude here. Where's that attitude?
I know you're up 2-0. Might as well try it at least for a point. Like, come on.
Yeah.
But...
Wow. I'm actually sad. Fancy next map hog 1v1 could be big. Hey, BBQ does have an account called Hog Diff, so if he gets Hog Diffed, ooh, I will have to rename that account.
Every time Hog Diff has played the hog, he has been Hog Diffed himself.
I mean,
I produce
it works both ways.
BBQ's
It works
games,
both ways. So... if he gets Hog Diffed, he just says like, yeah, my name means I'm getting Hog Diffed, you know.
Because usually he locks the hog on the Busan drum map, but that's usually where they lose. So,
oh no,
that's usually what happens. But these wholesale swaps coming in, BBQ not on Junkrat for the flex.
He wants
CPS.
to dual Khan.
An adamant position.
I see.
Unenviable, I'd say. But it looks like the Bilbies are just gonna lock this dive comp. They're not gonna even test the waters with the brawl. Which, you know, surprised me. You'd think that Papa Tracy wants to show off her old teammate. Show off to her old teammate Effect on the main tank. Show him up.
Exactly. I mean, Kath was the captain last time, wasn't he? And then Papa Tracy wants to be like, yeah, no, this is how you captain, you know?
You weren't here for pre-Gopherwatch League when Team 4 was around. Papa Tracy and Fancy, my sophomore year of college, yes, around the time of the dinosaurs, were on the same team for Tespa. It was quite the showing, but ignoring the lore of UMN Esports, moving into Route 66, a potential final map here. I mean, just playing is very slow right now. Is this dive composition for the Bilbies? Just letting... I mean, this card's getting pushed here for free. Corey will get HP sucked, though, so a good start here for the defense of BBQs. They're probably going to drop on this cart, get aggressive, as Trise is forced to use that bubble in a pretty awkward position. Won't have it to get out. Forced to retreat. Immortality Field is forced, however, from Real Dog, and BBQ falls kind of weak. So a quick reset here coming through for the Bilbies, but Khan will find Grandma, so a good opening pick there as well, again from Corey, 2 so far.
I mean, they got the clear concise fight, but the star pick's coming in, but the cart is like halfway through the point, so if they can take this quickly before the cart moves back, it could just be another team fight that just get capped.
I mean, Fancy did kill both DPS, and now Grandma has returned to the fight, so it's a 64 in favor of the Bilbies right now, so they're going to take high ground positioning, jumping right in, is going to be Power Trise forcing Mortality Field out from the supports, and Kath falls so low on his lonesome, and Colin's going to find BBQ. The duel has been lost this time, but not the war, and Trise is just going hyper-aggressive here onto Corey, and Cobalt just uses the personal mode, trying to stay alive as long as possibly can, but goes down. Rubbataz desperately trying to touch, but doesn't happen. Grandma is just chilling on point. He's just vibing. As you do.
That's the end of the first point, because I don't think they have the ability to contest this. I think they just have to stay back. Kath is also swapping onto the monkey. So let's see how this goes. BBQ is still staying with Hanzo. We do have a few ults for each team coming online. More so for... Well, we do have almost Grab Dragon for the BBQ, so... Let's see if Fancy can eat both of those and just flex.
Wouldn't be surprised. Fancy is known for his very good off-tank play. A lot of experience. But it's up to Cobalt. Could the Immortal Grab be the turning point here for the BBQs? We would not know, because BBQ is so close to that dragon, but so weak, has to retreat. Cat does drop in, but has a jump to get away. But here comes that grab dragon combo here is ready to deploy. Never mind. Here comes a dragon out from BBQ on the cart to try to split him off. But it does nothing but isolate Cat on these. Oh, Cat doesn't have the prime raise and Cat falls. What is this fight from the BBQs? Fancy is looking for that grab eat, but they just walk forward as Fancy gets another kill, and Grandma with that coalescence as well, and just an absolutely, I'm gonna say it, that was sloppy from the BBQs.
Honestly, I mean, they also do still have this window, so they're gonna want to use that quickly to probably try and get Riddle onto that Onyx, help Kath with his jives. Because, I mean, Bap and Monkey aren't really the best combo, because you can law out the projectiles all you want, but it's, I mean, they're slow. They take, if you can miss them, if the Monkey's being kind of weird with it. Oh, that's an interesting dragon.
No, it's a really good dragon. It splits off the recontesters here, and Cobalt dies before he can cast a grab. So here comes Kath, 1 HP in a dream, and falls. Corey's on point, has a high noon, but it finds nothing but the spawn room. He will get conned, so I guess the trade is there. The projectile go burr.
He just had to show Con like, hey, I can at least kill you. A DPS diff has been established. Smile.
Look at the timing again here for the Bilbies moving into C. So
big.
There's
ults online here for Bilbies.
They need to use this grab. They need to use the grab dragon combo. The window comes out. Oh, but Fancy doesn't eat the grab! Oh. Gets caught off guard, but the dragon is there. Triste just barely gets over it.
What's Corey doing back here?
Dying. But it looks like his sacrifice is not in vain, as the BBQs have won this fight, despite the early eat from Fancy.
Corey's getting creative with these flanks. Probably just because his rank's so much higher than mine that I just don't think of these flanks. But I constantly see him dying in the back line.
Oh, there you go, Fedora. There you go.
They get so many people to turn around.
The Toblerone is on the field.
Oh my! I'm swapping to Corey Cam.
I am as well, but Cos can find BBQ. The Corey Cam might be useless here. Space's bomb goes in the back. Makes some space. Grandma has that coalescence as well, putting in so much healing and damage. But it's not enough to keep Triste alive. But Cat falls so low, has to retreat, and it looks like the Bilbies have opened this point right up. The Shatter finds Khan, I believe, so did get one. And HV6 High Noon gets nothing. So despite the early picks in favor of the Bilbies, it looks like they've lost this fight, but they did get the point around the corner.
Has Riddle used his Matrix?
Yes.
Okay. I must have just zoned that because I don't remember him using it.
They used it when Fancy ate the grab.
Okay. Oh, yes, I remember now, But looks like we do have the Ryan rather than the Monkey, so we still in this back. We do also have a... Oh, that's a beat engage.
An early engage here from Shitty, but the grab is up, but Fancy's it again! That's 2 for 2! Immortal Gameson strikes again as Fancy has eaten 2 grabs here so far. But Triste falls, so perhaps not a one fight here just yet for the Bilbies. Cobalt falls so weak, but BBQ on the legs will get the opposite number in Con. So it looks like they finally stabilized here. Cobalt can't throw hard enough with his grabs for his team to win.
Once again, look at these ults. Not many things coming on. We do have Dragons coming up. We do have both tank ults for the Bilbies coming up with a window. But they did use Beat That Engage, and they used Dragon. So let's see how they come up here with this next fight.
Triste falls so low, but has the Shatter. Can she land it here? She's looking for it. Throws it up, but Kath is there just in time with a nicely placed shield, and Kath gets a charge as well. Showing that main tank expertise is correct. The Florida man strikes again with the yeet charge on the opposition.
He's the power of the alligators. You can't stop this man. And there he goes again. Where's he going?
Back to spawn is where he's going. Cobalt is there, though, tries to get the pick, but is able to retreat.
The Bilbies take a quick regroup. They could take some ground without Kath being back yet, but he's got to go fast with it because he does have that shift button to get back to his team right here. Okay, they do get this corner at least.
They have Grab Dragon again. Will it work this time? The DM is down, though. Oh, but a nice shatter from Kath! The grab isn't even needed! A huge play for the main tank! A nice one from Kathak. Blocks the shatter and hits one of his own. The dragon is used, so he won't have that combo here, but Cobalt, the grab can still be pretty good by its own.
Yeah, they do have Beat coming up for when they want to use grab, if they want to save Beat for that. But not much else in the ult department. They have Bomb, but I don't know how much Bomb can do on its own.
Potentially zone him out of the grab as Cobalt. He can't get 3 grabs eaten, can he? I don't think so. We gotta believe. We gotta believe.
Don't get your grab eaten challenge?
Nope, he sees the grab, he sees the DN come out, it locks down Triste, they lose the shield, and the bomb finds nothing, and here comes the tactical visor from BBQ, gets one, and probably find another one on the Khan, so there we go. A grab hit, and they finally get to win here, it looks. Gonna be able to hold. Fancy does get cast, so it's not over just yet. Can Fancy perhaps get a remake kill? Khan with a dragon, the Glock from Razmataz. They can't get the touchy in there. Cobalt or Corey gets that kill, just barely.
That was a pretty good
hold.
Regroup and pretty good hold from the BBQs. They kind of just got their stuff together after the first 2 points. They're like, all right, this is how we play Overwatch. I think they thought they might have been playing Paladins for a second with what they were doing. But no, they remembered this game does not have 4 programmers and it's designed on spaghetti code. This game has a entire team of programmers.
True. They don't really do much though.
I mean,
they just changed the zeros to ones and ones to twos every year to new event rolls around. Are y'all excited for Summer Games 2024?
Summer Games Lucille Ball? Lucille Ball? Oh no.
Sheen, that's the 4th time you've shown Lucille Ball in class.
Jamie.
But yeah, aside from our terrible Jimmy Neutron impressions, BBQ is on the Junkrat.
They're brilliant.
He's on the Junkrat. Wouldn't be surprised if he sticks with it. But you know, it's not just done just yet for the BBQs. They got to get all the way to the basically halfway through C because Route 66 is a map where you can get held in almost any point anywhere. So they got to focus up.
They do have the Mercy rather than a Lucio for Cath. So Cath is gonna be using his charge to engage and disengage because they don't have his speed anymore.
I mean,
that's gonna be fun to see.
Who are you even pocketing here? Pocketed Hanzo? Is that really even worth
Probably.
The loss of speed in their brawl composition?
I mean, it's Corey Hanzo.
It's true. Well, we'll spectate him.
I don't know where I'm going with that.
Yeah, I'll raise you the Conzo. How about that?
I mean, he doesn't need a pocket. That's what I think.
Yeah, high ground control is claimed here by the Bilbies. BBQ is chucking up some mines in there right now, but only 80% towards the tire. Fancy is kind of forced out of position there, forced to use those just to get back to the team, the boosters. But they're just contesting the cart for free on the high ground right now. We're on top of the gas station. But it looks like one fight is going to be all it's going to take here for the attack to potentially break through. And BBQ gets 2. BBQ on a flank mission. The rat in your back line.
The peg-legged man was crouch walking up the staircase, saw the 2 DPS, and went like, alright, time to combo this man's. Hits the first one, boops McCree out of the way, hits him with the second conch mine, finishing him off. That was a nice flank by the Candy man.
Oh, and they stagger Grandma as well. Look at bad spawned here. So pretty good look here for the BBQ so far. Looking very comfortable on Route 66.
They should try and take this high ground from them as quickly as possible. They don't have their Baptiste. They should try and take the space that's given to them.
BBQ is, but the tanks seem very, very okay with just sitting on low ground. Okay, finally using their stairs. But it looks like the Baptiste have returned to the fight, so the high ground is not going to be easily taken here for the BBQs.
BBQ's just...
Oh no!
I was going to say, you're kind of in the open down there if Hanzo decides to look at you.
And look, he did. The shatter comes through, though, knocks down Fancy. The high noon from HP Sec, though, will get Corey. The pocket can't save it through the high noon shots. And yeah, Khan is moving forward here. They can't get any more staggers, but they have stabilized here on B from looks fit, and they'll hold. Oh no, bad pick there. They will get the res though. Maybe the dragon. Maybe the dragon catches BBQ.
Run away, BBQ, run away.
He does get out. He does get out.
The issue without this Reinhardt having speed is the Reinhardt's not the best at making space, especially against a Hanzo against a Kree. You're just gonna get your
comes through, locks down Papa Trise, and here's the dragon, but BBQ's already dead. And the immortality fields do exactly what they want to do and keep everybody alive, and Cath falls to Triste. It's just Cobalt with high energy trying to do something, but they're stuck in a small room with Triste's big hammer, and she's swinging around, putting in the work. And the picks go in favor of the Bilbies, and they yet again hold this door, not letting anybody through. And that's Grab Dragon. Nothing came out of it.
Yeah, I They're gonna need to try something because they have Tyre coming up. They have both support ults, but here comes an early window.
With everybody on the low ground, inspirational from Grandma, Season 2 champion.
I mean, it stops the move. It stops them from moving.
Does stop the rotate. But nobody really able to there to capitalize. But the high ground here is going to be taken from the looks of it by the BBQs. Yeah, here they go.
They should know this, but they should. Oh wait! Look at BBQ. What's he doing over here?
Getting a kill, maybe? Getting a kill, maybe?
You're getting killed? No?
Oh, the shot of Tracy! Puts them all down! And she gets 2 kills on the back of it as well. And now here comes the reinforcement from the BBQs, but it's a little bit too late. Razmataz with the resurrect. Pays for it, but brings Real Dog back in the fight. So potentially turnable here for the BBQs if Cobalt stays alive here. But Cobalt is just getting run down by Tracy. Takes on Grandma, Cert the BAP differential with the headshot.
BBQ was just chilling down here. I was expecting him to tire as soon as the rest of his team engaged, but no, he just went out on his own fruition, kind of just going a bit too early, I think. Without his team taking the full engage. It's a bit unlucky.
Oh no! A nice pick from Corey there to lock it down. Oh, but Cobalt dies. Was so close to the Graviton Surge. Here comes.
Oh, Kath is stuck there.
Kath is stuck there, and Tracy's just swinging in the backline, killing 2. A nice beat from Shitty Fish to make up for that lack of Baptiste healing. And the ults looking at building up so quickly here for the Bilbies. I mean, it's just grab Dragon with Shatter for the BBQs.
The BBQs need to consider swapping to a Lucio because their Reinhardts just can't really close the distance too well. Can just do fancy footwork. This loses shield for the entirety. Just look at the shield blocked on Kath in the damage.
Oh no, Cobalt was looking for a grab but dies, and now as well the Cathect Shatter is blocked. And yeah, the picks are coming through again. Cobalt grabs! Here comes a dragon out from Corey, finds 2, potentially turnable, as BBQ is there on the point. Raz flies in the background and just dies. I mean, Corey's on the high ground, putting some damage. Cathect makes a swap over onto the Wrecking Ball, but the tanks are still there to stabilize the point here for the Bilbies to slam out from Cathect. But they're not doing anything. Nothing's really happening. They're just wasting time. They do get Fancy on a mech, but has that bomb. Everybody is just hiding, but Fancy gets that remech, and now the reinforcements are coming right back in here. Oh, a huge shout out to 4-man from Shriste! And they're gonna clean this fight up. Pays for the life, but BBQ has that visor, but dies instantly to a con headshot. How? Shitty Fish just help point alone by himself as Lucio with no beat for like 30 seconds. That was insane.
Oh no. Oh no. The BBQs look so fine in that gauge. They're up, but no, they just got kited. The Billies are like, no, we're just gonna take this fight when we want to.
An inspirational dragon from Corey. Sorry to cut you off, but he throws a dragon to cars. Get that is there to swing around on point, try to get something done here. As Fancy's just shutting down BBQ, just chasing him around right now. BBQ can't do anything. The dragon out from Khan. There's a little bit of splitting, and BBQ gets caught. Cobalt as well. I mean, Fancy loses the mech and Cap in an early minefield, though. Cap falls so low and dies. Gray with the Immortality field right in the minefield. Razmataz goes down. And yeah, Real Dog is just contesting point by himself on the Baptiste. But I think it's over. This is going to be a 3-0 for the Bilbies. And, wow. Nobody saw this coming, especially with the BBQs fighting for first seed in our tournament. Cobalt will find Khan, so I don't know, maybe something doable with the spawn advantage here for the attackers, but with Calf falling, it's up to Corey and BBQ to clutch.
Actually,
a nice res though on the Cathect, perhaps not done. Pressure spoke too soon. Cobalt in the backline find HV sack. Corey's back as well to do it, but somehow they pulled this fight out. I'm sorry. That was a caster curse.
We gave up to him on too much. We gave up to him too much, but they are going back with a bomb shatter. Window coming up soon, but we do. There's pulse bomb. There's a Valk. I'm just gonna pray we don't see a C9.
We can hope and we can pray, but the ult advantage is here for the Bilbies as they walk forward with that bubble down. There's nothing to block this bomb from Fancy. He's gonna launch her right up in the air. The mines are there and gets nothing for the bomb, but the Rayback kill gets 2! Oh my goodness! An insane play from Fancy! And he kills Razmataz to top it off! Absolutely insane play!
Oh no, Fancy put the bomb on one side of the payload, forced him to hide on the other, where he's waiting for the mech to just squash him as soon as the bomb went off. That's a sad moment right there.
Woo! An exciting last map. You know, the first two were kind of rolls, so at least we got this one to get some excitement built back in. But I'm just saying, you took Khan to Route 66. You know, he didn't pop up, but you took Khan to Route 66.
You took Khan to Route 66, tried to do on the Hanzo, which I don't know. I wouldn't say it didn't work, because both Corey and BBQ on the Hanzo did do some stuff. But I mean, you did take him to Route 66. What do you? Yeah. But I don't know. Look into the tournament and how dominant the Bilbies were in these last two maps. What's this mean about the Lumberjacks and their dominance against the Bilbies? I think that's something people need to be thinking about coming
transitive
into
property
the playoffs.
We need to think about some math here, some transitive property at work, but we do have to assign our match MVP, and of course we had between two people, but that last map performance, I can't get to anybody but Fancy. Eating the grabs, that remake clutch at the end there, I can't get to anybody else.
I agree with you there.
So we will go ahead and bring him in for a quick interview. And there he is, the off-tank legend himself, Fancy Overwatch. Congratulations on winning the match and getting MVP. How does it feel to kind of bounce back after a rough match last week?
It feels good now that all our matches have been 3-0 one way or another. But yeah, being able to bounce back after losing like that and knowing that we're still a top team or a good team with a good roster is definitely... well, a good thing to feel. I don't know how else to describe it.
Fedora, got a question?
I mean, yeah. I mean, hey, I do have one question for you. I know you were talked about before in text chat, but I want to see that hog. When can you promise this?
I can't promise anything. Just because I don't want to throw away map wins or matches. If it doesn't end up working.
How about All-Star Week?
All-Star Week? If I get chosen, I'll be there. But
well, what about the hog then?
Hog
yeah, without the hog then, at
All-Stars?
the very least. If I get All-Stars.
Alright.
Nice.
I do want to question. So when we did on King's Row, the BBQs are kind of struggling, but then they swapped to that Diva Zarya composition, and you guys seem to struggle with it for a little while there. What adaptation did you guys have to make to really kind of adapt to their quick swaps and everything throughout the entire match? They're doing some big swaps, and you guys adapted very, very quickly and accordingly. So I want to kind of pick your mind a little bit.
Okay, so on that particular King's Row map, I just went Zarya to counter the Diva Zarya since they have nothing to just block beam, and I don't think we lost a team fight after that. But for the entire map, I mean, for the entire series, if they pulled out something weird that we weren't handling super well, we either just adapted to it with our current comp, like how we just held close on Route 66B against the Junkrat there, or we just mirrored it, like with the Winston comps on Busan.
You got a question, Fedora, or do I ask the El Clasico?
Oh, you can ask the El Clasico.
All right. If it couldn't be you, Fancy, who would be the MVP for your team today?
I'd say either of the players who played main tank today. I'd say Triste and Shifty did very good on main tank, adapting as well on Ryan and Winston.
Sounds good. You know what? You guys set yourselves up pretty good here. You won't be like a top seed for the tournament, but you will get a pretty favorable matchup, a pretty close one. So I look forward to seeing what the Bilbies can bring at the tournament here in our Rumble in the Jungle. So again, congratulations on the 3-0, and we'll send you on your way.
All right, thank you.
All right, and that was Fancy, our MVP of the match. We thank you all so much for tuning in for all the Gopherwatch League action over the last couple of days. We finally get a little bit of a break here. No matches have been scheduled here in the next couple of days, so my voice can finally rest. a little bit. My prod fingers
what
as
you
well.
think.
Yeah, I mean, I'm waiting for the shorts game to be rescheduled for tomorrow, and I got to prod that and cast as well. But
Yeah, I'm gonna let my captain know that you're trying to get that done.
yeah, so again, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. Hopefully, you're enjoying our channel point rewards. I'm trying my best here. I do want to thank real quickly Mikey for the Twitch Prime sub. We couldn't quite get to it at the time, but a huge play from him coming out, getting that sub in.
Skipping out the ads.
He just wanted to skip ads when Trey redeems his points. That's obviously, it's worth $5 or worth the Prime subscription. But yeah,
Really.
thank you all so much for watching. For your Playcaster Fedora, I have been Booney. Thank you all so much yet again for tuning in. Stay safe, stay healthy, and have a great rest of your evening, and prepare for the tournament. It's coming up.